me staring at you. So I'm crazy. Won't you bend that back for me? We won't stop. Got your feet both locked. You get to fly with me. I can take you down for a ride. I take you around.
Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. So during the process of me doing this look, I decided to break down a few key parts of my makeup look into individualized tutorials so the video wouldn't be so long. So I definitely want to go ahead and welcome you back to my channel. Again, I am Lenoria, better known as Beauty by Lenoria across all my social media platforms. But this particular look that you're about to watch is going to be a tutorial showing you how I actually do my eyebrows. The only thing that we're going to be discussing and going over in this particular video is just my eyebrows. This look that's done right now is already up and posted on my channel. Please go ahead and watch that video and show that video some love. But if you want to know step by step on how to do your eyebrows, go ahead and stay tuned and we'll get right into it.
So give me all of you in exchange for me. Just give me all of you in exchange for me. Break it down.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start out the eyebrow portion of this actual makeup look. We're gonna do a very detailed, in-depth look at how we actually do the eyebrows. And this is just simply for beginners. This is just simply following your natural eyebrow shape to actually get it filled in and looking the way you prefer your eyebrows to look. Of course, as you get a little bit more advanced, you'll be able to go in and alter the shape of your eyebrows to something that you may feel is more flattering for your face and how you prefer your appearance to look. So let's go ahead and get started. As usual, we're always going to be using the CoverGirl, and this is the Lid Lockup. One of my favorite primers. Again, I've already told you guys that when it comes to doing the eyebrows, go ahead and take whatever eyeshadow primer you're going to use as long as it dries clear. It can't be a white primer or a flesh tone primer. It has to be something that dries clear. But you're going to take and put exactly what comes across the eyelid, take it up into your eyebrow. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. And before that actually dries down completely in place, you want to go ahead and take your spoolie. Today, as always, I'm going to be using my ColourPop brow pencil, and this is in Jet Set Black. And I'm going to be using the spoolie end of the pencil to go ahead and comb through those brows. And all I'm doing right now is just pushing all of the hairs up, because it's going to give me really clean lines to be able to go in and start to outline the bottom part of the brow. And you typically want to go ahead and do this on already freshly manicured brows. But I'm going to show you, just in case you got a few stray hairs, how you can go in there and take care of that. And I'm also going to go ahead and show you a quick way to arch your own eyebrows at home once you get the shape filled in correctly of how you want it to be. Your eyebrow is a 3-point arch. So it starts right here at the line of your nose. This is where your eyebrow should start. And then from the tip of your actual nose, this corner part right here, you're going to go straight across the iris, and that's where your arch should be. So this is where your arch should be. And then the tail of your eyebrow should actually drop and come down to right where the corner of your nose and the outer part of your eye line up. So it's going to line up just like that. So you're going to draw in into that point. Okay, let's go ahead and start filling them in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use the product, and we're going to go ahead and go in. And all I'm doing right now is just lining underneath. And then I'll go ahead and pull, now that I have the underline done of the brow, I'll go ahead and spoolie the hairs back down and create the upper line. And now I'll go ahead and do the micro hairs in the front of the brow. So we're going to take the pencil and we're going to push up just a little bit of the product, and we're going to draw micro hairs going up and micro hairs going from the bottom this way and from the top down this way. So you'll start to fill in the actual brow. And now we're going to go ahead and spoolie that product through so we can see exactly where we are, where we need to add more product, or if we're done with this step and we can move on to the next step. Eyebrows is going to be a 4-part process. You have typically starting off with your eyebrow pencil, and then you can follow that up with a brow pomade, and then you can follow that up with an eyebrow powder to fill in any sparse parts of your eyebrow. And then of course the final step is going to be a brow gel to set everything in place. Typically, if you follow my Instagram, you already know I don't do all of these steps all of the time. Most of the time, I prefer a more natural brow versus that Instagrammy brow. So typically, I only do the pencil, clean it up a little bit with concealer, and then I'll go ahead and do a brow gel on top. But if it's something like a concert, a wedding, an event, or a holiday party or something like that that you're trying to do, then you really want to be tip-notch with it. You're going to go through these various steps with both brows. So let's go ahead and spoolie it through. And I back comb the product this way because that actually creates a natural gradient of my brow to go from a pretty much creates an ombre brow. So it's lighter here and darker here. A lot of people will get that look by using 2 different colors in their brow. I'm going to show you a way that you can skip that step and skip the additional price of having to buy additional product, just about how you actually apply the product and how you move the product. And after we start doing the front this way, the brow grows this way. So when you're shading in the front of your brow, you're going the opposite direction to pull the product this way so it thins it out. As you start to go this way, you'll start to brush up into the back the way your eyebrow hairs grow. And it might be a little furry and fuzzy right now, but don't worry about that. We'll get to that cleanup part. But now you're just going to take a step back and you're going to look at it and try to see if this is the pretty much shape that you want it to have. Now you'll already see right here, see that sparseness that's happening right here? We'll fill it in. Don't worry about that. I'm pretty happy with what the brow part of the actual brow is doing right now. So I'll go ahead and move on to the actual pomade. And today I'm going to be using the NYX Cosmetics Studio Pro. And this is in the shade 030 Ebony. And I'm going to be using the crayon case, their eyebrow brush. And we're going to go in here and just clean it up a little bit more and fill it in because I like my tail to be a little darker. Now, anytime you have a pomade product or any type of potted product for eyeliner, eyebrows, different things like that, and it gets a little dry, it really doesn't want to come off too much on your actual utensil that you're actually using, your product. All you have to do, a quick tip to that is you want to take and make it a little bit more emollient. You really want to just go ahead and use Inglot Duraline. And all you do is just take 1 drop of this and just put it in there and work the product into the area that you're going to be using, and it applies a whole lot better. Or you can actually take a drop of oil. You can take any drop of oil. You can take extra virgin olive oil if you use that. You can just take just 1 small drop and put it in there if you want to. You can take a little drop of coconut oil if that works better for you and your skin isn't allergic to coconut oil. But typically you want to use a bee oil. One of my favorite ones is by Cover FX. This is the custom infusion drops, and this is the C+ lemongrass. So this gives the more radiance effect. So it's very hydrating. So what I'll go ahead and do, I'm not going to use my oil because I have oily skin. I don't need oil in my eyebrows. But it doesn't actually create like an oil effect in your eyebrows. I use that oil mainly for foundations that are too thick to move around and blend out correctly. If Wayne Goss taught us that if you add a drop or 2 of oil to any foundation that's liquid or cream and blend it in, it blends effortlessly, and it also gives you a beautiful finish. So that's a great tip and trick. But let's go ahead and put the Duraline in here. And again, I'm just taking 1. Just 1 drop. That's all I need for both of my brows. And we'll go ahead and mix and put that product in. It's going to look a little like that. And you'll just go ahead and take and just mix it in. and it'll make it a whole lot more emollient and easier to work with. And it'll start looking like that. See the product on the brush now? So I'll take the excess product that's on my brush and I'll just wipe it off on the side walls. And I'll work from the actual product that I now have sitting on the side walls. But now I'll go in and start to line and do the brows. And I'll also go back in with the spoolie and spoolie it out. And again, I only do this on the tail end of my brow because, again, a natural eyebrow is going to have a natural gradient to it, a natural ombre. So this, you always want this part to be lighter and it starts to get darker as it goes out to the tail. And you also want to make sure you're getting rid of any harsh lines. So, see? Now that that brow is done, we can go ahead and pull a little bit more of the product this way. Now that the eyebrow is done as far as the first two products with the brow pencil and the brow pomade, now we're going to go in with the brow powder. This is the Brow Gal by Tanya Crooks. And this is in the brow shade 02. So you're just going to go ahead and take a small brush. I'm using the Jessup 322 brow liner. And I'm going to go ahead and go into the darkest part of that to go ahead and set that tail down. And just in case you still had any sparse areas, this will help cover those in. And then I'll go into the lightest one in here. I'll go into the lightest one and just stamp that across the front. And you'll already see it starting to lighten up in the front and get a little darker as it goes out. Again, taking my spoolie and making sure that powder is fully dispersed through the brow. And there go your eyebrow. And the next thing you're going to do now, this is going to be a Tarte brush. I received this in one of my Tarte packets that I received. No brush in particular. And I'll go ahead and clean this brow up. To clean this brow up, what we're going to do is take a little bit of concealer. You don't want a super thin concealer, and you don't want a super thick, waxy concealer that's too hard to move. But you do want something that is kind of thick because you need to do a cleanup. And just in case you have little eyebrow hairs, just in case you haven't actually went and got that cleaned up yet or haven't cleaned it up yourself, this will help cover it up. But we're going to really go ahead and bring out that shape. I'm using the NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer, and I'm using the shade Tan Bronze 07. And all I do is just take the tip of the brush into the product like this, and I take and flatten the tip into the product so that way it's still flat but my brush is covered and coated. And now we're going to go ahead and go in here and we're going to go ahead and clean up the brow. I'm going to show you how. Just go underneath. Make sure you don't actually go into your actual brow hairs with this, but you're just going underneath it. You just go in and clean up underneath. Now you're going to clean up on top as well. When you're busy shading back and forth, you'll notice that the product kind of comes outside of your natural lines just a little bit. And when that happens, all you have to do is just go back in and just clean it up. So your brow is cleaned up now. Now you're going to go ahead and take a brush and blend that out because you don't want halo brows and where are we going like this? Nowhere. So we're going to go ahead and use the Morphe E15. And I like it because of the way it is. It's like a little mini flat kabuki. That I love this tip because it works great for blending out product. And we'll just go in there and blend that out. Be careful when you're doing this that you actually don't blend this product into the actual brow hairs. You're just laying it flat on the skin and getting it to blend out. You want to make sure this is smooth because any base that you put down prior to putting down eyeshadow needs to be smooth. If not, your eyeshadow isn't going to be smooth and it definitely won't look professional. So I'm not going to speed up this part of the video, only because I want you to actually see how it looks when you go in and just smooth it out. And it's just a lot of tapping and rubbing motions. And there go my eyes watering again. But see, it's already blended out underneath. Now we're going to go ahead and blend out the top. And here is how your brow started out. What happened and why? Jesus, why I don't have those thick, full, beautiful brows that you gave to men? Why do men have big, bold, beautiful brows and women have, some of us have struggle brows? I just don't know. But anyway, you go from a struggle brow to being done. And now you're ready to go ahead and do whatever product you want to do. Of course, as you complete out the actual steps and process, what you'll do is you'll take a nice brow bone color. Typically, you want something that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin. So you're going to take an eyeshadow that is literally the complexion of your skin, 1 to 2 shades lighter. And you're going to use that to set down your actual brow bone underneath. And then from there, you can go ahead and start on with the rest of your makeup. And this is the final look, ready to go out and have fun on a night on the town. Okay, so now that you've actually seen that look, I definitely want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. And thank you so much for coming along with me on my journey. And again, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. All of the products mentioned in the video will be listed in my description box below. And if you subscribe to my channel, go ahead and hit that notification bell so you are notified on my weekly uploads. I am on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday upload schedule. Go ahead and leave a comment and interact with me, and go ahead and share this video with your family and friends. If nothing else, they'll definitely get a laugh out of my mistakes. But thank you so much for spending time with me today. Again, I am Beauty by Lenoria. Thank you for your time. You have a beautiful day. Bye, YouTube.